with the storm. For those of you who are anywhere near London or other parts of the UK, you will know that it has been a stormy time as of this weekend. A lot of places have been suffering from stormy weather. And I'm talking about London, England, not London, Ontario. For those of you right here in London or around the UK, the weather has really played a havoc part in our lives. It's really taken its toll physically. Buildings have been damaged, trees have been rent asunder. There's so much chaos on the roads. There's been disruption to all kinds of services, TV channels, internet connections, you name it, the world has been disrupted in some way if you're living anywhere near London or in the UK. And it really got me thinking today, and I really felt inspired to do this live. One of my coaching clients this morning, she is an online coaching client, and she bailed on me. And the reason why she bailed on me is she just felt really down about the weather. She just felt she didn't want to come online. She didn't want to have a coaching session. She was down, and I reached out to her. I said, "Hey, what's up?" She goes, "The weather is it's just really off-putting. I just don't want to do anything." And it got me thinking about how much we allow our circumstances to disrupt what we're trying to achieve in our life. And it's not until a storm like this happens, I think, that some people have a wake up and realize that actually a lot of stuff that they would want to do is being disrupted. And when we allow external circumstances to present that disruption, we are always faced with a choice. But the problem is most of us don't realize we have a choice. And I'm speaking to the converted. Most of you are in careers or you have your own businesses, and you know just as well as I do how hard it is when you are trying to achieve something, when you are trying to achieve an objective, a goal, a task, and challenges come around. Resistance shows up, whether it's external resistance due to nature, as in the storm here, or it's resistance due to other people. But when resistance shows up, we start to cave in, we start to buckle up. And so I want to just take this short opportunity to share my realizations here today in this stormy day that we've had. So I had a situation earlier this morning where I have a friend of mine at the gym. His son is going through a tough time right now as a teenager. He said, "Look, can you kind of coach him while training? He won't do a coaching session. Can you just kind of coach him while you're training?" He loves the gym. And so picture the situation. It is absolutely hailstorming Northwest London. It was terrible weather. I went to the local gym. It was absolutely chucking it down. When I got there, the car park was jam-packed and there was just no space. I had to wait for 10 to 15 minutes spinning around looking for a parking space. No parking. When I got to the parking meter to get the ticket, there were 5 people ahead and the rain was chucking it down. The only thing that got me through was the determination that I am going to help this kid with this challenge that he's got. He's being bullied at school and he's got some learning difficulties. And I said, this is an opportunity to make a difference in this child's life. And it was the determination, the desire to help that child in the gym, coach him while we're doing a workout together, that put me through all that, and that got me through out of that crazy weather and into the gym. And then I had another motivation. My other motivation was that I myself hadn't trained for a few days, and I like to train, and I wanted to have a decent meal afterwards. So for me, it's like I was earning my meal. When I'm working out, I'm doing it on an empty stomach. It's a great way to fight your metabolism and really fire it up. So I found 2 or 3 great reasons why I should get myself out in the cold, out in that crazy weather, face the storm, face being blown away, and get into that gym and do that workout to help this child, to help this teenager, coach that person, and also earn a meal that I was going to have afterwards. Then I had a meeting this afternoon, and it's for a charity called Food for Life. My good friend Dev Modi is working on putting together a retreat, a day retreat, and he wanted to get a think tank together. So again, despite the crazy weather, I felt that there was a great cause and a reason to attend the meal. The meal was taking place in a local cafe. It's for a charity called Food for Life. Some of you would know Food for Life. It's an international charity, and it's at the moment its focus is on building schools for poor children in India. So it's really working in the South Asian community to provide education for girls especially. And again, despite the crazy weather, despite the traffic, the chaos on the roads, I felt the reason for attending that meeting, the reason to be there was greater than the pain of being out in that bad weather. So again, I managed to do it. And there I met a good friend of mine, another fellow coach and transformational speaker, a really good guy, Amit Sodha. Amit Sodha's doing a marathon this year. He's actually doing the London Marathon. The guy is fighting hard to lose weight, to cut the weight, and to get that distance. And again, he's facing so many obstacles, but his why, he's helping a really worthy cause by doing the marathon. His why is bigger than the pain. And so therefore, I just want to share this realization. We all have this in our lives, that sometimes we're derailed, not because of somebody telling us that we can't, but it's because our why isn't strong enough to overcome that situation or circumstance. Sometimes it's people. Sometimes it's our workplace or the circumstances in our workplace. Sometimes it's just nature, and sometimes it's our own health. But sometimes we've got to start to recognize that the power lies with us, not outside. We need to be able to start to recognize when we are challenged, when resistance comes up in the face, in the shape of people, places, circumstances, or things. It's a great idea to ask yourself, is your why bigger than those resistances? Is it? Because if it isn't, the resistance will win. If the resistance is met by a strong why, which is what I experienced today, my why to be in that gym, to work with that teenager, my why to go and work with this charity, because I think it's a worthwhile cause. I helped them out years ago. I found sufficient reasons, sufficient whys to overcome the terrible weather and get drenched to go out and do this. And so I put to you to discover your why. So I want to give you 2 ideas that I want to share with you here, 2 simple ideas that you can look at. Number 1, make sure that your why is bigger than that storm. Whatever that storm is, whether that storm is in a physical storm, an environmental storm, or a family storm. Sometimes family challenges present obstacles that threaten preventing us from doing good. Sometimes it's a career challenge. Sometimes it's a health challenge. Ask yourself, is your why greater than those challenges? And once you make that why strong enough, if it isn't, ask yourself why you're doing it. And if you can't get a strong enough reason, ask yourself again why. There's inevitably a strong enough reason that you can pin to a value in your life. Once you understand and align your values to the reason why we're doing something, we really start to get momentum and strength, and we build that resilience to overcome those obstacles that come in our lives. So tip number 1, amplify your why by questioning it, rigorously attacking it until you have a strong enough reason that would overcome the obstacles that come in your way. And tip number 2, when a real storm comes, or when a metaphorical storm comes, maybe it's time to take that opportunity to introspect and go inside, to reflect, to do some inner work. Because a lot of the times when weather is bad, taking the example of storms and crazy weather, we stay inside, we get connected with media, we watch TV, we zone out, we tune out. But sometimes it's good to put the brake, stop people to entering our lives, not get all social, and really do the hard work. And that hard work means introspecting and looking at why certain areas in our life aren't the way we want them to be, and using that time to introspect, go inside, and start to challenge our beliefs. It's a great time. I know for myself, I've done that. Sometimes you go into what I call airplane mode, right? Like on your phone, you go into airplane mode. So go into do not disturb. No family, no relatives. Just get a couple of hours when that weather's crazy outside to go inside and ask yourself, where in my life am I feeling unhappy? Or where in my life am I feeling resistance? Or who am I feeling resistance with? Maybe it's a time to introspect and see who is causing that problem, or who you have a relationship challenge with. And really by introspecting, by taking time to reflect and asking ourselves what part we're playing in not getting the results that we want in that relationship, or the career, or our domestic situation, or financial situation, but introspecting to find out what part we're playing is a great way to start to make small breakthroughs in those quiet times, to build our resilience, to build our resolve, and to ultimately strengthen our why, so that when we are in sunnier times, when the weather is better, when the storm is over, we're able to go and deal with those challenges, with those people, with that career, with that domestic decision, whatever it is. We're able to deal with those situations with a more empowered, more well-considered, and a more resilient approach. Anyway, those are my thoughts for a Sunday evening. I hope that's been of value. And if it has, I'd love to hear your own reasons why. Why do you do what you do? And which areas in your life is resistance showing up for you? Which areas are you having a storm with? What are you doing in your life to face that storm? Maybe it's that time, what area are you going to start to bookmark when the next storm comes to work on to improve your life? So I hope that's been helpful. Leave your comments below. Last but not least, I'd like to take the opportunity to invite you, if you'd like to learn to weather storms together, come and join us. We're doing a retreat, myself and Alex Reed, the cage fighter, the martial artist, and the generally cool guy, at the end of March. From the 27th to 29th, we're going to do 2 days, 2 nights of powerful transformation and detox work over a long weekend in Harlow, Essex. It's in a beautiful luxury award-winning retreat venue. We'd love to have you guys. We have other retreats happening after that. Croatia early June. We're going to go for 5 nights, and our signature late summer wellness retreat, which we run every year in Hungary in September. So if you'd like to do some inner work and you'd like some great company along the way to help you to become the best version of you, check us out. Drop us a line. We'd love to serve you. Take care. Peace out. Namaste.